for now. But they have some weird things, like a throwback to Drecos. So if we look here, it says, where is it? Sometimes they have a thing where it shows like scale growth. I'm trying to see where it is. Gassy move, change per cycle, Gassy move, metabolism. There's something about scale growth, but I don't know which status shows it. But I noticed this last night. They're basically really buggy. They are really buggy. So I'm not sure how we're going to get on in terms of farming them. Yeah, he's entombed again. So they're just really derpy. They do weird things. Do they have milk, or is it just for the meat? They give natural gas. So I think I should be able to show you off their diet. It says down here, they eat gas grass. I don't know if you can see this because I'm probably in the way. I'll read this to you. This critter can typically consume these materials at the following rates. 2 kilograms of gas grass per cycle, right? They excrete natural gas at 500% of the consumed mass. So 500% of 2 kilos. Oh wait, no, I've done that completely wrong. They only give 10 kilograms a cycle. 10 kilograms. So yeah, I think you might be quite right. You maybe get more power just from solar panels instead of wasting this space, because you do need to have daylight in here in order to get the crops to grow. When there's no light, the grass is sleeping because it's too dark. So it's a bit of a weird one. But yeah, you can't breed them. They don't give eggs. They live for 75 cycles. Yeah, cooling the liquid's a piece of piss though, too far. If you've got a cooling loop nearby, I'm using the same cooling loops I'm using for the surface. And all this does, it pumps in some chlorine every now and again. It's on a little liquid shut-off. And this is chlorine from my base, basically, down at the bottom. So all this piping, I wanted this to be like a bus kind of deal, like a Factorio-style bus with all different stuff. So here's my chlorine overview. Again, this is my debug version, so I've cheated in a few things, like I say, when I did this video for YouTube to show this. So this is the petroleum boiler, so I'll just rip out some of this quickly, just to show you how this works, because it's overfilled at the minute. So for those of you that are wondering, this is the petroleum boiler that I was talking about. And this should hopefully start pumping again. So what this basically is a couple of aqua tuners in the room, and in this tile here we've got some supercoolant. Now the beauty of supercoolant is it condenses at 436.9 degrees and it boils at about 436 as well, right? So it's got a very thin margin for boiling and condensing. So what that means is if you trap a little bit in a room like this, we can actually use a hydro sensor to read it when it's liquid again. So if I speed this up, do a little Alt-Z maybe, you should see that this will change the temperature. Now at the moment, this has been left to overpressurize, so we've got to pump out all this liquid. But any second now, this should, now that we're pumping in some cold oil, this should start becoming liquid again. There you go. So now that that's become liquid, what this is going to do is toggle off the system, or toggle on the aqua tuners rather. So if this is liquid, it means that the room has cooled down. So we want to be reading when this boils. So the liquid supercoolant boils at 436.9 degrees, right? So you've got this little margin of like 2 degrees from when it evaporates into gas and when it condenses back into liquid. So it's a very fine little window. So we can use this to trigger a hydro sensor. And all this hydro sensor does is toggle on our aqua tuners, and the aqua tuners is what's warming up the petroleum. Alright? So if the aqua tuners are running, it means that we need to cook some petroleum. At which point we start pumping in more oil, and the oil is getting instantly boiled on this hot plate. And it just makes infinite petroleum. As long as you've got oil, basically. So it's lovely. I really like this build. It's nice. It could be smaller. You don't need to use 2 aqua tuners. You could just use 1. I did it with 2 because this is the first iteration of the build. And it just gives you an ungodly amount of petroleum. Furthermore, I'm obviously running this liquid piping behind here with my coolant, because the aqua tuners have to be passing coolant, don't they? So my super coolant is currently going through a big old massive diamond here. And this is like a little debug trick. It's Wachunga was the first person I saw doing this, to be honest. Wachunga just spawns in a big old massive diamond and uses that to simulate where his heat is going. But you could run this all around your base. You could run this cooling loop all around your base, or you could use it to cool the petroleum back down that you've just made. So the petroleum that you've made up to like 400 degrees, if you wanted some cool petroleum, you could use it to cool it off. I would probably recommend just banging it into a petroleum generator or something, to be honest, or a refinery, polymer press, anything. It doesn't really matter. But you get this massive amount of cooling piping as well that you could run all around your base. You could cool the majority of your base off doing this, or a load of different builds. So it's pretty cool. I like it. I say the video is on YouTube. If you have a look in the Oni tips section, it's probably the last video in there on the playlist. So you can have a nosy at it in a bit more detail there. But yeah, I like it. I don't think we're going to build it in this current colony because we just don't need it, honestly. So yeah, let's just jump back to the main menu. We'll go to the proper base now. Yeah, there you go, Wachung. Yeah, exactly. If you had void tiles under the liquid vent, it will just delete the petroleum. Void is handy for debug. Yeah, Pseudo, I used to do that, mate. I didn't even know if you could. Oh, you could probably put the void of space back in now, can't you? We used to have void in debug when you used to get voids in your world. Void used to be a tile that you got long before space was ever thought of. You used to get occasionally, very, very, very infrequently, you would get a void tile in a normal playthrough. And you could pump gases into it. So back before slicksters were in the game, carbon dioxide was a nuisance gas. So you would just dump it into these voids if you were lucky enough to get one. I think we only ever had 2 of them on stream, so they were pretty rare. So running 100 kilograms of coolant through the entire base. What's that, Malako? What do you mean? Sorry. Void is still a thing. It's in the same list as vacuum. Oh, I see. Well, that's probably only been brought in since the void of space. Unless it is the old void. I don't know. I never normally do it. I just normally bang my stuff into an overpressurized room or something. But yeah, I don't think we'll do the old petroleum build because I don't think we need that much petroleum. Although we are going to probably put in some petroleum gens for polluted water. We might do. Right. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Let's just do a quick restart of the game. It won't take a second. And then I wanted to do a save and load anyway because I want to launch those rockets now. And once them rockets are in orbit, or once they're in space rather, I don't want to be quitting the game. So we'll just treat this a nice little time to save and load. Okay, so let's get in the real base now. Space Void does work the same way, but it's visually different. Oh, I see. Yeah, whatever. So yeah, with the Gassy Moo plants, I did try giving them the exact amount of chlorine because they need, each planter tile needs 500 grams a cycle, right? But because the grass sleeps for part of the cycle, it doesn't consume 500 grams. They're really weird. So in the end, I just cooled the room and passed a band of chlorine through once a day. So, Haga, Kaga. Sounds like Klingon. Thank you very much for the sub, buddy. Thank you. Welcome. Is there a way to use sour gas yet? Yeah, there has been for a while too far. You just need to condense it. Condense it into liquid methane and then warm the methane into natural gas. Okay, we're back in the colony. Just let everything load in. Jeez. Okay, we'll just do a speed 1 for a minute just to let everything render in properly. You said you could run coolant through the entire base to cool it, but it would take forever to get enough coolant to do so, right? No, Malako. Fluorine that you need to make super coolant is normally one of those things that you can get quite early on. So, like, for example, we did a run before with 2 cargo bays to one of our nearest places. I think it's here maybe? Fullerene, sorry, not fluorine, fullerene. And we brought back 5 kilos of it. Those 5 kilos is 500 kilos of super coolant. 500 kilos of supercoolant would fill, what, 50 pieces of pipe? That's assuming you're running 10 kilo packets. But you don't need to with supercoolant. You could run 1 kilo packets and fill 500 pieces of pipe. Just to begin with, until you've got enough for late game. I farmed, because I filled my loop to cool space, that's about 90 pieces of pipe, I think. And I filled that dead easy. So, it doesn't take you that long at all. Problem with condensed sour gas, you get sulfur as a byproduct. Yeah, sulfur has no use at the moment. I don't even think you can store sulfur, as far as I'm aware. I don't think you can even put it in compactors or anything, unless they've fixed that now. Hey! Oh, my shovel's bugged out. He's bugged out. He should have been on here. Fucking save and load bugs in this game are just getting weirder and weirder. How can he possibly have left here? Does anyone know? He was on here when we loaded. Why is he no longer on here? How is he on here? It dropped on load. Oh, fuck that, I'm not having that shit. He's there now. Clay really need to fix this game at the moment. I've never seen so many bugs brought in on an update. It needs fixing. Because Oni, yeah. It's got skills. Really, you don't even need much supercoolant, just enough to run through an aqua tuner, yeah. Yeah, exactly, Wachunga, yeah, exactly. You could just cool something else with a little band of supercool and then use that as a heat dump for another piping with radiant piping, you know? You could have a big pool of polluted water with a tiny strip of radiant piping. You don't need to. You don't need to make that much supercool. It's very powerful. So yeah. We might be able to build our command capsule now, by the way. What do we need? Is it 400? Oh, 200. We're not far off. So yeah. But again, you can just slap a valve in line, and if you put a valve in, you can split the packet size down if you want. If you really must have one big band of coolant, but you can farm it pretty easily. Like I don't know how much of this stuff we're sat on at the minute. Is this it, or is this naphtha? How much supercoolant do we have at the minute? We've currently got 1.2 tons of supercoolant. And that's because every now and again when we've brought a rocket back, I'll go to our things and I'll just say, how much supercoolant do we have? Fullerene, we've got 15 kilos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what I mean? Like, you soon farm it up if you want it. I'm probably not going to want much more visco gel, so... Oh no, that's petroleum, isn't it? Sorry. So yeah, you soon get more of it than you need. Ah, pitch peppers. Very good. Very good. Right, I'm going to close this off again shortly. We'll just get this finished. I'm at the point now where I need to do this as priority 9 because they were doing some digging in the oil biome, but I think that should be done now. We've got enough steel for this rocket. This rocket's now done. So the last thing we need to do is get our piping in, but this needs to happen first. I know it's a bit boring to just sit here watching, but we'll just get this build done with the priority 9, then it's done. So yeah, I think we need to cage these in, maybe with a little. Just a little wall, a little roof, just to stop them from running around. Because if that's going to happen every time we save and load the game, that's really annoying. I don't want to be using debug in this base to fix derps like this. I kind of don't want to use it at all. It's very, very annoying. Okay. So, you're going to be for oxygen, aren't you? So, we will do this now. You as well. I don't think we really need any automation in there. We can just pretty much Do I want any automation at all? Don't really think I do. I could just put one switch in just so I can toggle the whole build off if I want, but I think for the most part we just want these to run if there's space, run. So I think we might just do that. It'll be nice and easy that way. Hello, did you get Gassy moves already? Not yet, Jello Bear. We've just built our biological rocket now. We've literally just finished it. So I'm just doing another little build and then I'll do all my piping. Because I'm going to need to expand my ceramic piping down here. And make like a bigger band. Like a little loop. It's not a big deal, it's just it needs to be done now, really. This needs to be finished now. How do you construct an airlock using visco gel? Labrador, what I normally do is put the naphtha down first, just a tiny bit of naphtha, like 20 kilos, 30 kilos, and then drop a little bit of the visco gel on top. That way you don't need as much visco gel. And again, just a few kilos is fine. It's a very, very good insulator, so you don't need lots of it. The better liquid locks that I've tinkered with, and I don't know if people have done these before. I should have shown you whilst I was on the other base. I might build one now just to show you. There is a better liquid lock you can do, where your dupes won't get soggy feet or anything like that. I might build one down here. Let me see. Maybe losing the compact. I'll do it at this height. I'll get this done now just to show you. There is a better one you can do. And it'll be like... I don't use mafic rock. Probably going to spew a bit of chlorine out into the base doing this, but it's fine. Not mafic rock. Degrief, how are you, buddy? So this is an idea people were tinkering with a while back, but they used to do it with petroleum, polluted water, and crude oil. Well, you don't need to anymore. Supercoolant will sink below naphtha and... how am I going to fucking do this here? Supercoolant will sink below naphtha and visco gel. I might struggle to do this a little bit. Shit. We will see. I do have a little bit of visco gel, supercoolant. Where is my naphtha? My naphtha's here. Okay. What are these below of? Fucking mafic rock again. I hate that it defaults to your biggest resource or whatever. We had this last stream, I think. I fucking hate it. I don't want these built out on mafic rock. Not at all. Is that a jetpack helmet? Yeah, we've got a few spare jetpacks kicking around. We used to have a jetpack for every dupe in the colony. And it was too laggy, so we ripped them all out. That's what basically happened. Yeah, we'll just leave this as 5 for a minute. I might need to break this tile, but we'll see. Okay, so there's my supercoolant, and that's like 8 kilos or something in there, 7 kilos, so that's fine. And we'll get rid of you. Then this can be my naphtha, and again, we'll just put a tiny little bit in here. My inmates are running through the prison, running through the base. Now, naphtha does do a little bit of a weird splurgy maneuver when you put it in sometimes. It likes to try and splurge out on the sideways, so I'm just going to watch this and make sure we don't deliver too much. So. So there's my naphtha. And then I'll just nip this one out. Again, I might need to nip this tile out for a second. We'll put these liquid locks all over the place eventually. Now the beauty of this, because there's one tile missing below, they'll never come into the lock and try and breathe. They'll never walk through it, they hop through it. And by hopping through it, they don't get any soggy feet or wet debuff or anything like that. At least what I've found so far. I'm hoping this will just work if I do it like that. I'll have to see. So there's 17 kilos of naphtha here. And if I get this done and we put some Visco gel on the very top and enable auto bottle, and again we'll just need a tiny little amount. Is this liquid lock fart proof? Yeah, because they'll never stand in the lock. So I'll hopefully this will work first time. If not, I might need to derp around, but this should just work first time, I think. Fingers crossed. I just need to watch this like a hawk so they don't come and deliver like 200 kilos that I don't need. Or dump out, there we go. Right, so there's 9 kilos of Visco gel, for example. So that's that. And then all we'll need to do is bang a tile here. Deconstruct you. And deconstruct you. Von Care, how's it going, buddy? How are you? They also look pretty as well. Come on, get this built. And there you go. So there's our liquid lock now. So what we've got here, we've got a little bit of super coolant, a little bit of naphtha, a little bit of Visco gel, right? Now, the beauty of this, as I say, is if I get a dupe, who's nearby? Shizbit, sleeping on the job, son of a bitch. If I get a dupe and move them to here, and if I watch this dupe as they do this, you can see their animation. So if we just follow them. Okay, so they're on this tile, and if you look at their navigation, they don't want to jump down into the tile. That's more actions, right? So they're going to hop through. Now, at the moment, they've got no debuff in terms of like liquid, soggy feet or anything like that. They hop through the Visco gel, and they've still got no debuff. So there you go. There's the super liquid lock. I expect this is going to be the liquid lock that everybody starts doing. I expect this is the future of liquid locks, as it were. So yeah. Hope that helps. A bit of oil works too. Yeah. Any liquid that sinks, basically, Max. Yeah. Basically, naphtha and Visco gel need to be the floating liquid. So there you go. I wanted to pop by and grats on your birthday of the week and the sub goals and all. Feels like I'm in the middle of it watching those VODs. I see, Von Care. Thank you very much, buddy. Keep up the good work. Always enjoy the shit out of it. You little star. Thank you for popping in, mate. It's always nice to get these kind words every now and again. It removes some of the salt that we get. So, should we do the other lock on this side whilst we're waiting, or should I just finish this space stuff first? We'll just finish this first, then we'll launch a few rockets. So yeah, the plan is we'll put those locks in everywhere because they're quicker. We can put them in our food storage area as well, nice and easy. You know, in our mushroom farm. It means my dupes aren't having to do all this business left and right and so on. Don't dupes have an effect on liquids, like they will move around them somehow as they walk through? They will move around them. They will move them around somehow as they walk through. No, Peach, they'll only displace liquids if they breathe in them, fart in them, sleep in them. You know, if they're outputting a carbon dioxide or natural gas, if they do a fart or something, that's when they displace liquids. But the whole point of this tile here, this tile is what stops them from standing in this. They will always hop across. They won't walk into here because it doesn't make sense. So you see, he'll hop across the gap. Boop. And that's what stops them from breathing in there. So fingers crossed that should be fine. The only time it might fuck up is again on a save and load. Save and load is just a problem that Clay needs to address. Simple as that. It's not really something we can factor in. Right, we need to... None of our inmates are coming back to prison to deal with the crops because these are all low priority, so we need to come and let them in at some point. Let's just finish sweeping out all this gubbins and then we can turn this on. And we'll set this to above a bajillion. So this doesn't work. All these should now be on automation, that's fine. We'll just sweep this out, tidy it up. I might just bang a compactor here for now, so they're not running so far. I'll just bang a collection compactor here. And then I'll re-sweep it, and I can just sweep it to here for now. Why naphtha? Naphtha just means you don't have to use as much visco gel too fat. You could just use all visco gel if you wanted, but it's expensive. So a couple of kilos of naphtha means you can get away with using just a couple of kilos of visco gel as well. So it's just a way of saving materials. It's the same as we do all of our liquid locks. We've always used 2 different materials so that we don't have to use so much of just one, if you like. So pretty nice. The liquid lock out. Oh, Ezekiel. No, this isn't my idea of the liquid lock. People used to do it with, as I say, polluted water, petroleum, and oil would give you the same effect. But that's a little bit clumsy. Now that we've got these new sexy space age materials, I like this. I think that's pretty. I think that's real pretty. It looks kind of futuristic-y as well. What the fuck? Just shit myself. A spider just crawled up my arm. Holy shit! A spider just a spider just crawled up my mouse arm. That freaked the shit out of me. It was like the gentle spider legs crawling up my arm. Oh Jesus! Dinner in the oven: steak pie, roast sweet potatoes, roast mushrooms, and beans. Ah, oh, nice pseudo. Nice. Let's get this going. Spooders, that scared the shit out of me. I flicked it somewhere into the room. I don't know where it's gone. Are those new animals I haven't played in a while? Yeah, sneaky. We've got 2 new critters in this update, or in the spacey biome. We've got the shove vole, and we've got the gassy moo that we're hopefully going to get some shortly. Do you know if when critter starves, it still provides 3,200 calories of meat? It drops the same amount. Yes, drops the same amount of meat no matter how it dies. Oh, take it easy, Von Care. Thank you for popping in, mate. It's always good to see you. Take it easy, bud. How do you manage morale? I watch you. Lots of decor around the base. Morale does rise a little bit when I'm doing lots of builds out the base and lots of stuff like this, you know, having them running around outside the base. But for the most part, high morale is a very, very good way of dealing with high decor. Is a very good way of dealing with morale. We've also got all the different room bonuses and stuff which help as well. So we've got like rec rooms, massage rooms. Each dupe has their own bedroom. So yeah, the more they spend in a high decor area, the more time they spend in a high decor area, the better their morale will be, because decor has a huge impact. So you'll find that the ones that are highest on my list are probably people that aren't cooking or delivering or ranching in the base. These are people that are running out in the wild doing stuff. Like my jetpack dupes spend a lot of time up here, and they don't actually spend much time around decor, so they get very stressy. Big guy scared by a spider, not even a black widow. DX, you know what it was? I'm not scared of spiders. It was the little. It was the lightest thing. I was like, what the fuck is that? And I've got like, I don't know if you can see this. I've got like, you're probably not going to see this on stream. I've got like hairy, very light hairs on my knuckles, and it was like just playing with them, just webbing my hairs. A spider? I'll wait while you burn your room down. Jesus. Listen, I got a little bit of a spookums, all right? Just leave me alone. Neanderthal. Well, yeah, there's a bit of Neanderthal in me. I've got the pronounced forehead of a Neanderthal, I suppose. Listen, I'm a big guy. I'm a big, powerful, big boy. I'm broad, big, hairy knuckles that drag on the floor. If spiders made a sound, they'd be less spoopy. Oh, I don't know. What if they made a sound that like echoed around the room, like a? I think that would freak me out. I think that would scare me more. I like the fact that they just chill out and do their own thing. I like spiders. I leave them normally to deal with flies. Morn, how's it going, buddy? How are you? Okay, I really want to get this swept out, so I need him to come and build this compactor. I don't know what everybody's doing at the minute, to be honest. I don't know what's going on in the base. It seems to be running around like crazy. I think we're still making more steel, aren't we? They do make sounds, you just can't hear them, I suppose. I bet they probably do, don't they? I bet to flies they probably make a really menacing sound. Like in films and stuff, whenever there's a giant spider, is it Aragog in Harry Potter or what's the name? Is it Aragog in Lord of the Rings, or is it Aragog in Harry Potter? I built this out of fucking mafic rock. That's why it's taking so long. Spiders always have that little clicky noise, don't they? Loud spiders, that would freak me out. Yeah, me too, Sarkis. Wasp and mosquito sounds are just awful. There's nothing worse than when you're sleeping at night and you get the little, as it comes right near to your ear, and you're like, shit, there's a mosquito in the room, and you know you're gonna get bitten to buggery whilst you're asleep. There's nothing worse than that feeling. It really puts you on edge, and you'll waft it away, and then you'll hear it. And you're like, it's in my ear, Oh god. Oh, Jesus. I don't kill spiders either. I like them, but both of my cats don't. Yeah, my cat used to kill spiders. Spiders and moths. If spiders made sound, you'd know how many are around you. Ignorance is bliss. I suppose, Wachunga. Yeah, that is the other side of it, isn't it? That would highlight just how surrounded you are. Alright, we'll make this a sweep-only compactor, and we'll just sweep all this gubbins out. And then we'll send Ren up here. Cross, thank you very much for the follow, buddy. Welcome. How's it going? Aragon is Harry Potter. Aragog. Yeah, Aragog. Another derpy question from me. I'm living in a house for a year now. Actually, my first time living in a house. Thing is, ever since temperature goes under 0 degrees at night, mice find their way into the house. Tried everything except poison, because I don't want them to die in the roof insulation. I've got any other ideas that doesn't involve a full renovation of the facade and insulation. Oh dear, Sommer. Mice can get through a tiny little hole. They can compress their little bodies. You're going to struggle if you've got mice, buddy. You need traps. It's the only way. You just always go in your ear. My earwax must be delicious. Oh. Your dog used to lick them straight off the wall. Good lad. Yeah, you need traps or a cat, I think. Get a cat, yeah. Saying that though, not all cats will hunt mice. Not all cats hunt mice instinctively. Some cats are like scared of them. Like my cat, or my former cat, he has passed away now sadly, was an excellent hunter. But he was from the same litter as another cat who was an ex-girlfriend's cat, called Pasty. And she was a wimp. She wouldn't hunt anything. She'd just like run away from things. If anything moved near her, she'd run away. But Frederick the Bold, he would kill everything. He was a serious killer. Everything must die. Like, he just murdered everything. Jeez. Alright. So yeah, we'll get this set up now, and we can start. I'll just connect this wire in a minute. That'll let our electrolyzer start working. I should have probably disconnected the... wetter, so that my electrolyzers don't actually pump just yet, but meh. Did you abuse me, Torello? What did you do? Why did the ginger thing get you? Oh, it's Labrador. Were there Neanderthal gingers and gingerous Neanderthals way back when? I think all Neanderthals were ginger, weren't they? Cat seems to only really want to hunt wasps and bees. Basically things that actually might result in a trip to the vet. Yeah, they come back with a big bulbous nose. You're like, yeah, I know what you've done. You've been chewing a bee. Yeah. Alright then. So yeah, we'll just connect this wire. It's going to be a bit derpy this, but eventually we'll get rid of all the gases in here. We're going to have a little bit of carbon dioxide, which is going to troll us. But with any luck, these should deal with that. So carbon dioxide will make its way down here. Oxygen will start filling these reservoirs, which will then start filling this pipe. Polluted oxygen is still going to be the primary source from the base, but we can bridge into this when there's no polluted oxygen, basically. That is the plan. Again, we're going to piss away a lot of hydrogen for now, but if I keep stopping and starting these pumps a little bit, we'll be able to get these little packages of carbon dioxide out of here.